Hey guys, it's Kai's with Sundays with Kai. It's week 6. This topic is kind of a big one, but it's very much open to interpretation as well. The topic this week is transmission. What am I hoping to leave behind, or what is being transgendered made me learn, or it's just kind of transmission. Now when I first saw this topic, I was like, we're talking about cars? I don't understand. And then I read this like huge paragraph of like what this question means. You know, as a single guy who is gay and will probably never have children unless they're adopted, I don't think I'll have a sort of familial legacy of any kind. But as a trans man and a human being, I'm noticing a lot of things that make me want a legacy for humanity as a whole. That sounds really pompous. There's this, I wrote this, I'm in human sexuality in school right now, and I wrote this paper about genderless parenting. And if we promote genderless upbringing, you know, the idea of everything is permissible to children, the idea that they are allowed to experiment and be themselves and explore and be self-aware without judgment and reprimand, that it will help society as a whole. The idea that being gay is bad, or being a lesbian is bad, or being bisexual is bad, or being a different race is bad, or being a different religion is bad, is all because of our parents. It's all because of our ancestors telling us, well, we don't agree with this, we don't approve of this, this is wrong, you know. And so if a parent tells their little child, for example, there is no Santa, they'll go to school and tell everyone there's no Santa and make fun of anyone who believes in Santa. And if a parent tells their child there is a Santa, they'll go to school and say, you don't believe in Santa, you're an idiot. You know, it's, I mean, the smallest things that a parent or advisor tells a child becomes incredibly powerful for them as part of their social expression and experimentation, because what kids see and do become very much the same thing. So if we can promote the idea that when raising a child, allowing them to be self-assertive and to, I mean, okay, don't let them stick their hands in a furnace, because that's stupid and dangerous. But if they're biologically female and they want to be male and female, or they want to be male, or they want to be no gender, or they want to wear men's clothes, that's not hurting anyone, you know. And if the idea that just because something is normal to some people, that everything outside of that norm is bad, is removed out of society, as a whole, society will be much more accepting. Society will be much more welcoming of different races, religions, colors, sexual orientations. If there is no pressure to fit into a binary that is purely fictitious and created by society in a Judeo-Christian format, then every gender is okay, wherever they are on the spectrum, even outside of the spectrum. Every sexual orientation is okay, because if there's no pressure to fit within the male-female binary, there is no pressure to be straight or gay or bisexual. If there is no stereotypical gender, then every partnership is valuable, because every partnership is based on love, not on gender. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. Imagine how each of the trans men, or each of the cis gay men, or each of the cis bisexuals, or each of the cis anything, any person who has been bullied or who has suffered purely because something about them is different. Imagine if that didn't exist. Now, I understand suffering builds character. I have a lot of character to show for all my suffering. But imagine if suffering wasn't necessary. If no one had to be bullied. If no one had to be tortured. If no one had to be outcast from society because their skin color was weird, or their eye color was weird, or their hair color was weird, or because they wore something that wasn't stereotypical for them, for whatever biological gender they may have had. What if that wasn't a problem? What if everyone was just friendly and allowed to socialize with all kinds of people within their peer group. As a child, hey, I'm 5. Everyone else in here is 5. We're all going through the same thing. We're all 5. What if that was the only thing that limited them? What if, I mean, there's going to be like, well, we like toy trucks and you don't like toy trucks. We're not going to be your friend. But I think that's a lot less harmful than, you're a weird gender, or, oh, you seem gay, you're a faggot. You know, what if harmful abuse wasn't a problem? That's something that I would like to leave behind. Allowing children in future generations not to suffer the way I suffered, the way a lot of us have suffered. That's a huge deal. That would have made my life so much easier if being slightly weird hadn't been a problem. I would have had friends. I would probably know how to make friends now. I'd probably be better at socializing. But none of those things happen, so I'm not good at making friends. I'm not good at dating. You know? That's important. I think that's heavy stuff. And one of my trans male friends said, well, if we remove the gender binary, maybe people wouldn't want to transition. Well, I don't know. Even if I'd been brought up in a place where I wasn't abused for being different, I still associate as male. I would still like to finish the job. I would still like to be masculine. I would still like to have a deeper voice. Now, in the paper that I wrote, this is all based on my paper, but in the paper that I wrote, I also expressed that for children who were expressing gender variance of any kind, that they could be introduced to, like, their people. Hello, please meet them. No, but I mean, like, they could have hormone blockers in their system so that they wouldn't develop puberty in the gender that they're biologically when they maybe don't align with it. And then as they reach puberty, they could then have the correct hormones. Now, it wouldn't change the genitals that much, so maybe in that we would still find people interested. But if it's a society that's genderless, whatever gender you choose would be your own, and then it wouldn't matter if you were fully male or fully female. But I think having the choice without reprimand would still be very helpful. But it might also cease to be important. I don't know. But I still think people would suffer a lot less if this kind of thing happened. Also, I just want to show people that, I mean, my life is not easy. I suffer a lot. And some things are getting better, and some things are getting worse. You know, and I'm sort of in a sea of ambivalency, but I just want to show people, you know, like, when I'm done transitioning, I don't think I'm gonna pull down my channel or pull down my videos on here. I don't think, you know, I've heard of a lot of people who after transition that they're over it. Like, okay, I was really focused on myself and the transition thing, now I just want to get on with my life. Fine, but if people are watching this video 5 years from now, after I'm done focusing on being trans and just focusing on living, if my journey helps anybody, that's a legacy I want to leave behind. You know, like, you know, I'm crazy and I'm doing stupid things, but, you know, I overcame a lot of the crap that is my life to be here. And, you know, I'm a superstar. And it's not about me, it's about them. That's kind of why I want to be an educator. It's about passing on something meaningful. Not myself, but ideas and knowledge, and helping them grow to be something amazing, even if I grow to be not much more than a teacher. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I want society to improve, even if I won't receive benefit from it. I want society to improve, and I want people to feel that they're not alone, like I have sometimes feel I am alone, and to know that they're supported and we understand and we value what's happening with them, just as I sometimes feel I'm not valuable. You know what I mean? I want to prevent people from feeling all the things that make me weak so that they feel strong. And I want to help them realize that the most important person is who can love them the most is themselves. Because that's something I'm still learning. But if someone had helped me see this earlier, I might be in a better place. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm waffling. But that's sort of the legacy I want to leave behind. Just love each other and don't ostracize each other. And believe in yourself. And it's all going to be okay. And we're all behind you. And we're all before you. And we stretch out into infinity. Catch you next week for a much less heavy topic of the work environment, which I've talked about a lot, so that's not going to be a big deal. Infinity. Alright. That was Sundays with Guy, guys. Heavy stuff. Really, really heavy. See you in a week.